gosh! When was the last time I texted you? Did you miss me? I hope you're doing good. Wait, actually, scratch that. I guess that's still kind of hard for you, huh? I mean, think about it. It's only been 6 months. It's only been 6 months since I stole your super awesome, super hot boyfriend from you. Me and Lucas are doing really good right now. Even today we had steak for dinner. I know. It's not easy, huh? Just 6 months ago, you were dating a millionaire boyfriend and were making preparations on getting married and stuff. Too bad I stole your soon-to-be CEO fiancé from you. How does it feel like to be suddenly forced into living in poverty and misery? I would love to know. I mean, I can't even imagine. But I bet it's probably really devastating. It's not just a normal heartbreak after all. You lost a fortune, and you had your boy stolen by your younger sister. But I always told you I'd get the better of you one day. It's your fault for never taking me seriously. It's okay, Diana. You only have yourself to blame for letting your success get to your head. But you can always do better in the future. That being said, I'm not giving Lucas back to you. Because we're already married. Hey, want to check out the new purse he bought for me? I can send you a pic.
Gee, Selena, what time in the morning do you think it is right now? I thought this was some kind of emergency. You woke me up for nothing. Look, if you want someone to listen to you brag, you can either find someone else or annoy me again in the morning.
Oh, please. You're here right now. I got your attention. Why stop now? It's okay. You can be honest with me. You were staying up all night, weren't you? You were staying up all night fuming about the fact that I'm in a better position than you.
Yes, I got thirsty and woke up in the middle of the night. Listen, you can boast all you want, and for all I care, it doesn't matter in the slightest. You and Lucas are both someone from the past. I really can't care less.
Yeah, right. Like I'd believe that. Never underestimate your little sister, Diana. Never.
Why do I even try? It's not like you'll listen to me anyway. You know what? I'm going back to sleep. If you still want to text something, I'll check it in the morning.
What? Hey! You didn't let me say anything yet!
Isn't it way past your bedtime, lil sis? You should turn in too.
Diana! I'm not done yet! Diana? Hello? I'm gonna spam you all night if you don't answer me! Diana! Ooh! I get it now! I finally understand why you're acting so mean! You're being salty because you can't accept the fact that I proved myself to be better than you. I know you like playing hard to get with the boys, Diana. You were never the one to express how you actually felt. You can pretend like you're sleepy and cool with everything, but you can't deceive my eyes. I know you're still not over Lucas. I mean, that's why you were awake last night too, right? I thought you were angry, but maybe you were actually crying. Crying over the fact that poor Lucas isn't going to come back to you anymore. I bet you were super upset that I stole your chance to become a millionaire's wife from you. It must be super frustrating and upsetting, but it's not like you can say that to my face. I mean, that would be too embarrassing for you, huh? You always acted so high and mighty. I get it now. I understand everything. Aw, you poor miserable thing. Hey, I know. Now that I've seen through your cool facade, I'll tell you more about my happiness. I mean, everyone always praised you for stupid things, like getting good grades and getting into that famous company you used to work at. I bet you thought you were better than me. But you were so wrong. I'm more friendly with people, and I'm more cuter. I know exactly how to make boys fall for me. Want to know the secret to how I made your millionaire ex-boyfriend fall in love with me? Want to know how I got him to marry me instead of you? Want to know? Hey, I know you've checked my text. Why don't you say something instead of staying silent? Unless you're too upset to even reply. Oh, by the way, one of my friends said she saw you coming out of a shabby apartment building. Is that actually where you live now? I bet it is. You were living in your boyfriend's house and you never left home. I'm guessing you quit your job after you started dating him, huh? You really should have kept working. Maybe if you did, you wouldn't have had to move to a broken-down apartment. Hey! Can I ask you a question? What does it feel like to live in a broken-down building? Do you have tap water? Do you sleep with roaches? Are your living conditions as bad as movies make them seem?
You're lucky I'm the only one reading your text right now. I really hope you're not saying that in front of other people.
Finally! You replied! Took you a while. So, what's it like? I'm waiting for an answer.
Fine. I don't know if the place I'm living in right now counts as a shabby apartment, but I'll tell you what it's like. It's worth the $10,000 rent. The view is nice and the security's decent. It might not be an estate, but it has its own perks.
$10,000? Diana, you mean $1,000, right? It's okay. We all occasionally make typos. My friend said you were living in one of the cheapest neighborhoods within the area. I know your rent can't be that high. But let's just make one point clear. I'm pretty sure your place is shabby as hell, no matter who you ask. You can try acting like everything's fine as much as you want. It won't change things. You're still living in a dumpster while I'm living in an actual mansion. You should quit acting so cool. It's really cringe.
I could say the same thing about you. It's been 6 months since you and Lucas ran off. Isn't it time you found out already?
Found out what?
You really don't know, huh? It's about Lucas and his dad's company.
Oh? Go on.
Nope. This is Lucas and his family's issues. It's not something an outsider like me should be talking about. The moment we broke up and called off our wedding was the moment I no longer got involved with their business. But seeing how you've been together for over 6 months, I figured it's about time you got at least a vague idea of what's happening behind the scenes. So yeah, consider this as me trying to be a responsible older sister and giving you a heads up. For old time's sake. If you want to know the actual details, do your own research and investigating. You're snoopy enough to creep into other people's love life. I know you're more capable than you seem, if you're actually motivated enough.
I really don't get it, sis. Like, what are you even talking about? Look, if you just want to act jealous and make up weird stories about Lucas and his family, go ahead. But you can't fool me. I'm far from being the smartest girl on earth, but even I'm not that dumb. You really think I'm gonna fall for a stupid lie like that? Please.
Well, I'll just say that I'm hoping you're not as stupid as you seem. But maybe I'm being too optimistic.
Come on! Look, I know you're a genius, Diana. I hate admitting this, but our parents always praised you for being smart and talented and stuff. But now that I'm with Lucas, I think that proves who the real genius was, right? I mean, think about it. I was able to win over you when it comes to relationship issues. And I'm now guaranteed a spot in a millionaire mansion. That proves I'm finally better than you, right? When it comes to looks, I already know I'm hotter than you. People would say that I'm like the goddess Vienna.
You mean Venus? Vienna's a city, Selena. In Austria.
Wait, that's what I meant. That was autocorrect.
Yeah, sure. Whatever floats your boat, girl.
I'm not lying.
Whatever. You know what? If you don't want to believe me, you don't have to. But I warned you, so don't come crawling back to me in tears if something bad happens later on. I'm going to say this again, one last time, but you should really check what's going on with Lucas and his family. If you're going to brag about being his wife, you should really start learning about your husband's business.
Pfft. Yeah, sure thing, sis. Geez, you really are at the lowest of lows right now, huh? Then again, you're poor, you're single, and you're probably never going to be able to get married with how you are now. So yeah, I don't blame you. I heard poor people tend to be more mean and cruel because they're stressed out and need to lash out at others. So I'll be nice and forgive you for lying to my face. Oh yeah, there's one more super important thing I wanted to tell you. Me and Lucas are actually going to go on a trip to Europe. Lucas has everything planned out, so I don't know the details, but I bet it's going to be super romantic. Ever since we got married, Lucas would take me to these trips every few months, and every single time he'd be so amazing. This is the true American dream, I think. Living in a beautiful mansion, going on overseas trips, having wonderful French cuisine. Oh yeah, the most important part of our next trip is that we're going to stay overseas for more than a month. Try not to get into any trouble just because you're going crazy with jealousy.
Yeah, whatever. Look, if you don't have anything else important to say, can I go?
Ooh, someone's upset.
Ugh.
Diana! Do you know what's going on right now? You know, don't you? You need to explain things to me.
Hey, I'm guessing you're back in the U.S.? Welcome home?
That's the problem. I don't have a home to go back to.
I'm sorry, what?
I just got back to our millionaire manor. You know, the one where I was living in with Lucas and his family. There are some construction workers demolishing our home. I told them to stop, but they say they're just doing their jobs.
Oh, I get it.
You know something about this, don't you? Your texts from a few months ago sound like you knew something. You need to explain things to me. What the hell is going on?
Don't ask me. Ask Lucas's parents.
Huh?
You know their contact details, right? All I know is that someone I know who lives in the area told me Lucas's family moved. I don't know much else. It's your family too now. Shouldn't you contact them yourself and find out what's going on?
So much for getting worried. I called Lucas's dad, and he told me where they moved. He also told me there was something important to discuss. He warned me that it's going to be something shocking. But you know, I know where this is going. I bet they moved to a new mansion. They must have remembered me saying that I wanted to live in a place near the beach. I wonder where it's going to be. I hope it's somewhere nice. Ooh, but living near the mountains might be nice too. If we have a large enough amount of land, we might be able to ride around on horses too. I'm so excited. I'll tell you more once I find out where we're living next. Diana, you need to hear this. It's horrible. Our new place, it's like a nightmare you can never wake up from.
What now?
I arrived at our new address, but it's the same place as your broken down apartment.
Huh. That's a weird coincidence. I guess they moved into the place after it was put up for rent. Well, this was bound to happen sooner or later. Can't say I didn't warn you.
What do you mean? Why was this bound to happen? What else do you know? You need to tell me, please.
Like I told you before, ask Lucas's parents.
Why? Why can't you just tell me everything?
because I'm not associated with them anymore. It'd be wrong of me to just spill our private financial information about them, right? Look, I'm pretty sure Lucas's dad is going to tell you everything pretty soon. So just hear what he has to say and have him answer any questions you have. Okay? Now quit bothering me.
What the hell is going on? Seriously. I stayed up the entire night. I don't know what to say. I didn't know Lucas's dad was no longer the CEO of his company. How's Lucas going to become the next CEO now? Where is he going to get all his money now from?
Did the two finally explain everything to you?
Yeah. I didn't really understand it, but I get that they stole money from the company. And I guess that's a bad thing? Even if it's their company? That's why we're in this mess right now. Right?
Pretty much. What I know is that Lucas and his father committed embezzlement. That's why the company now has a new CEO. The company chose someone who's unrelated to those two, so they wouldn't be causing any more trouble. Are we on the same page?
Yeah. I was so shocked. I think my mind just blanked out. I thought it's still like midnight, but it's already morning. Is that why we're going to live in this shabby apartment from now on? Because they need to return the money they took?
Probably. There's also all those legal fee issues. Plus, they both lost their jobs. So, I guess they needed to make money by selling their old house.
They lost their jobs too? Like, they're fired?
Uh-huh. I found out about them committing embezzlement right before our breakup. I first got suspicious of them after noticing that they seemed to be using way more cash than their salary should allow. After having a word with them, they told me mostly everything. It seems like they didn't consider it wrong since they were at the top. I tried to make them take accountability, but that's when you joined the party. I guess Lucas found me a pain to deal with. He probably wanted an excuse to avoid me. The two of you started going out, I broke up with him, and after that I never had the chance to talk about the issue with them anymore.
I never knew.
Well, that's pretty much my story.
But even if that were true, how much bad could they have done? I mean, we're living in an apartment with barely enough room for 3 people to sleep in. I can't believe you're living in these conditions. Which room are you in anyway? We're neighbors now, right? It'll probably be easier if I talk to you in person.
Okay, let me get one thing straight.
What?
You keep mentioning that apartment like I live there, but I don't. I'm not trying to make myself seem better or anything. I did used to live there. Or, to be more exact, that's where one of my friends used to live. She's studying medicine, so she really needed all the time and money she could save. But she was still kind enough to let me stay over until I found a new place after I left Lucas's home. Obviously, I moved after I found a new house. I couldn't just have her take me in forever. Remember the $10,000 apartment I mentioned in the past? That's really where I'm living right now. I also wanted to thank my friend for having my back despite all the hardships she's facing. So a few months ago, I finally convinced her to stay with me over at my new apartment. The old apartment was put up for rent, and I'm guessing that by some weird coincidence, Lucas's family decided to rent the place next.
I thought that $10,000 was a typo, though.
You thought it was, but I never said it was.
I can't believe this. This can't be happening. Yeah, this can't be happening. You're lying. You were just staying over at Lucas's place doing nothing but stay at home all day. Maybe you were cooking and cleaning or whatever, but you shouldn't have enough money to rent a place so expensive. I mean, you quit your job.
That's another thing I should probably clear up. I didn't have the mental energy to correct you since I knew you wouldn't listen, but I didn't quit my job.
Huh?
Ever heard of people working from home? Remotely? That's how I work anyway. I'm doing some other things too on my free time. Like stock trading.
Seriously?
Plus, this friend of mine insisted on helping me with the rent, so she's also paying a part of it. The old apartment was $1,000 per month, so that's how much she's covering. I didn't ask her to move in because I wanted her to pay for rent, but she really insisted. I guess that's what it's like to have really awesome friends. Or maybe she's just that happy to have a working shower, no offense to her. She's also getting along really well with my parents, so that's cool.
Wait, why mention our parents? Where did that come from?
Oh, right. So they come by to our place every other weekend. They first came over so I could introduce them to my friend. Since we're roommates now. But the three got along really well. I think they like her more than me, actually. They joke around about how she could become their new daughter because, well, you're kind of a disgrace. With the whole stealing the older sister's fiancé business. I mean, I'm not that bothered by it since I know how messed up Lucas and his dad actually were. But I guess things are different for them.
Now you're really making things up. Mom and Dad live in another state. They might not like me, but they can't visit you two that frequently.
Wow. You really don't know anything, do you? They moved about half a year ago.
What do you mean?
Haven't Mom and Dad told you that they moved nearby our place?
What? No. When? Why?
Beats me. But they finally purchased their own home, so maybe they got tired of renting an apartment?
I can't believe this. Is that what Dad meant then?
So he did tell you?
I don't know. 6 months ago, right after I married Lucas and started living with him in that mansion, Dad sent me a text saying he was going to move out with Mom. I thought they got jealous of me living in a millionaire estate. I thought they wanted me to convince Lucas's parents to let them live there too. So I texted him back with something like, "You don't belong here," and then he went silent. It wasn't like I had any reason to contact Mom and Dad, so yeah.
Let me guess. You decided to block their number or something?
You can't blame me. I thought they were going to ask us for money and stuff. I mean, they were so against our marriage. Why would we want to be nice to them after all the arguments we had?
Selena, I'm pretty sure any parent would be concerned if one of their daughters stole their other daughter's fiancé. And I'm 100% sure they'd be really against it if they tried to get married, too.
I know.
Besides, you know what Dad is like. He absolutely despises being indebted. We can't even invite him over to dinner without him feeling the need to give us something back.
I know, it's just... I thought maybe there was an exception.
You really are good at taking facts and distorting them to fit your own narrative.
What?
Think about what you've been saying all this time. When I told you that I'm living in an apartment with a rent of $10,000 per month, you laughed it off saying that I made a typo. When I told you that you should check in with Lucas and his parents about his business issues, you brushed it off saying I was making things up out of jealousy. And when Dad told you that he was moving, you thought he was going to barge into Lucas's place and decided to block Mom and Dad's numbers. Take a good look at yourself in the mirror. Do you understand what's happening to you right now?
What are you trying to say? I don't get it.
I'm giving you a hint to better yourself, Selena. Take a good look at yourself and try to understand why you're in this hot mess right now. This is about your future, and I really hope you're old enough to finally notice and fix your flaws. Anyway, Dad and I decided that we aren't going to tell you our new addresses.
What? Why? What did I do?
We just don't want to get dragged around by you anymore. It's really tiring.
Huh?
It was nice knowing you, Selena. Maybe we can talk again in a few years, once you've finally grown up.
Diana! What are you saying? Diana?
I showed Mom and Dad that conversation I had with Selena the next weekend. They sighed heavily, muttering under their breaths about how they can't fathom where they might have messed up. My parents praised me when we were kids for being the responsible one who does her homework, but it's not like they ignored Selena either. I mean, she was the friendly goofball who always made everyone smile. Still, if I were to guess, I'd say the root cause of Selena's inferiority complex is our late grandmother. I remember a night where I overheard her having a chat with Selena. We were like 14, but it was pretty upsetting, so I still kind of remember it. To put it nicely, our grandmother was giving a talk about how Selena was a stupid girl and that she needed to kiss up to the boys if she didn't want to live a miserable life like her. I regret not having the courage to butt in and stand up for her back then, but she already overstepped her boundaries, so she needs to learn her lesson. After that incident, it seems like Lucas and his family aren't letting her get divorced. I admit Selena's pretty beautiful. From what I've heard, it seems like they want to use her for scams and other questionable businesses to pay for the debt they're currently in. Some people never learn, I guess. I pray Selena's not like them, but who knows? As far as I know, Lucas and his dad stole an unlaughable amount of money from the company. Even if their business turns out to be a success, it's probably going to take more than a few years. About a year later, I heard that Selena, Lucas, and his parents all vanished from the apartment they moved into. God knows where they are right now. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. Feel free to leave any thoughts in the comments section, and I hope we get to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching!